I put sandbags out last night, it barely rained. Well, it smelled like electric last night. And hey, there's a dove, I think it'll be okay. I was expecting there to be more rain than there was, to be honest. I'm not being facetious or humorous in any way at all. But we've had flash flooding here before. And partly to do with the drains not being cleared out the front, I think. And the way that path is laid, it has come close to seeping into the house, and the same at the back here. Now I've noticed, because they've taken down their pot roof, there was a drain, an extra drain that used to come down. Well, that's new neighbours now, which probably overloaded my drain anyway, so that's gone. So that's one thing I noticed. And I've built up all these things in case there was a flash flood down the back road for any reason. We had one at work, it was just at the bottom of a hill, which was entertaining at the time, in a nightclub when I came out of the... Luckily it was fire doors holding it all back, there was a gig going on at the time. And when I went out, the double sets of fire doors, when I went out to something on my break, it's like, Jesus Christ, everyone was paddling around in flip-flops, trying to bail out the water. Uncle Martin had just nearly been struck by lightning, trying to sort out the drains or something, clear the drains. It's, you know what, life is fun, isn't it? So I'd sort of also, that's to keep the dog from barking out the back, thought of ways I could slow down the flow of water if it did come this way, and stop it coming into the house. That's all. Plus I decided Zon was laughing, said, oh God, there's tsunamis going on, and Samira's got the paddling pulled out, she'll be alright. I pretended I was on a boat. Look, I put portholes in my fence. Look. And my, I forgot what that thing is called, to climb up the side of the boat. Just pottering around, really. Where's the anchor? I don't know. I think it's this thing. I must have an anchor somewhere. Look, that's the closest I've got to an anchor. And my what are them steering wheel things called? I forgot what they're called on a boat. Don't keep calling them a fucking pontoon. My clock's on anyway. The spin wheels. Spinderella. These are my earplugs I made yesterday. I'll tell you why I was talking about that, because somebody said the sound of the Aurora Borealis is deafening. And I could hear, I had that weird sound going on in my ears anyway. So I made them out of avocado packets with a bit of cotton wool in, just to diffuse the sound. They actually work, well, good enough anyway as a starter. I made a spare pair for the dog. The dog was squeaking yesterday as well, so I didn't know if she heard. There's a lot of dogs yipping, so I don't know if they could hear some weird sound. It looked better with my costume, to be honest. I was going to put some clay over the top. Just thought I'd tell you that. Right. I didn't take I brought my bins in as well last night. I didn't realise what day it was. I was thinking, well, if there's a fucking storm in the night, they'll probably get blown down the road. Now, the bin men have come this morning. They're not taking the fucking bins. Oh, Christ's sake. A fucking life. And they're full. Right. I put the batteries in my radio because I was expecting power to go off. Switched off my phone in case there was a power surge and all the sockets blew. Oh, God's sake. It's barely even rained. Well, actually, I'm not cursing. I'm not cursing fortune, to be honest. Right. Anyway, I could pop around the garden yesterday. Preparation for, I don't know what, just something to do. I cleaned out. Actually, wait a minute, I've done it. Look, I clipped this back a bit. I went through 2 pots of compost and made a worm bin. out of an old sack. So I've chopped it all up really small and like into that sack. Because a lot of it's weeds and stuff that would like get budded that reshoots. So it's in a plastic bag that I'll then sort of seal up and it composts down. If you put it in the other compost, it just grows everywhere. So which is a different sort of fun. So that's 2 good things I got done yesterday. I have got some sand to make sandbags. I just used an old carpet yesterday, a piece of wood to block across the door. I think this is why these houses were built, partly in the way they were. There was, so you could put a board across the entrance. Probably drill it in as well, because, I don't know. Maybe that's what the sandbags were for. There's these flooding around these parts years ago, like quite high, I think. I mean, long years ago. I was thinking, I saw the San Andreas fault is cracking, which I kind of predicted a while back on one of my pieces with a pendulum. But and something shelf, but that might prove to be beneficial, I suppose. I know this is a tsunami, but there's that ocean under the water, isn't it? Some of the water might go down there. That's not how it works. No. I told you the Earth's expanding. We live in a desert. And maybe some of the stuff that's in the sea will go down and reset the spin of the Earth. And I don't know. Water comes from, I don't know. If it's here already, it must come back. It must come through somewhere. Birds are singing. I just see scorching winds are coming from Africa, a heat wave. I don't know. That's probably why I'm growing that fucking pineapple in the kitchen. I don't know. No point overthinking anything, is there? Something else is coming. No. Putting that for a rinse. Anyway. So it's hurdles all round, really. I've got a windsock. I couldn't find one yesterday, so I just put this one up. Which was the wind blowing. I was doing fun without you. So I put my sailor stuff on. I couldn't before find the shipping forecast last night, but there was I don't know if some sort of shanty singing on. I don't know if it was like Cumbrian people, because they were saying something about walking. My father's walks on something, and it just reminded me about walking on. I'm walking on. We used to say that at the Lake District. I'm walking on. Well, actually, we used to say, I can't remember what we used to say, actually. It's funny how things come back to you. I'm walking on. But, I think it means other things as well. I'm walking on. His walks on. Right. I also started drying flowers yesterday for basil. This is dandelion root. I pulled up a few dandelions and I'll start to dry the roots in case I need to use it as coffee. You can make dandelion coffee, can't you? And I used the leaves in dinner for me and the dog, which was one piece of chicken, fine. I sort of went Provençal, I suppose. 2 carrots, an onion, quite nice actually, chilli, garlic, probably, and some herbs that I had, and the dandelion, and fucking lemon with a burner tea rag. I didn't really like this tea, to be honest. I'm just chucking in how to get rid of things. It's actually quite nice, and a little bit of salt. And a tiny bit of porridge. Oh, and some jam actually. I tell you what, I found this. Somebody put these jars of jam outside their house the other day. I think it was out their shed. It's homemade jam, and I think it was crab apple. The labels had come off it from a while ago. I was took on a whim to take it. I left me 60p because that's all I had on there. And I opened it last night. I did a taste it in the afternoon, just in case it's spit food. And they're trying to trick me. There's no mould on it. My mum used to make jam, so I know a bit about making jam. I have made jam. And, oh my God, it was so nice. So nice. So I put some of that in with dinner as well, just to change the flavour. But, so nice. I don't know, it tasted like plum. There was no label on it though, but I think the other one was crab apple. Maybe it was crab apple and plum. Fucking good though. So some of that went in there. One chicken thigh, which I split with the dog. We're doing halves at the moment. She gets to eat the bone as well. I'm trying to, soothe my bin. That's it. Earmuffs there, out of an avocado packet. Good, aren't they? It was a good starting point. I did just write on YouTube. It just came to me because somebody said about the Aurora Borealis making a terrible racket. So I was thinking about ear defenders. And then my ex used to, fucking hell, I made a hat as well. My ex used to, because he turned the front room into a studio when he first moved in, like a musician, and started putting egg boxes on the wall because of the way they insulate the sound. So I did it. And then I put a bit of cotton wool in because I thought that would work a bit like, I suppose, like a conch shell. Move things around a bit, I'm not sure. That's what I did anyway. Just tied it on with a hat like this. Just poked it up. It's just useful thing to play with, isn't it? If we're playing, or whatever, just to experiment with what might work. Want to make the hat out? Shall I show you? Had loads of things to do play with yesterday. It's a seed tray, actually. Why would I want one of those? I'm playing with, what am I playing? Oh, post-apocalypse. You never know what you're going to need. So, I started to make a hat out of one of these. It's great, isn't it? To protect my head. I put a scarf over the top, probably, so you don't know what's going on. Tin falls out of it. It's true. This is, I just had them, to be honest. Right, there's another earmuff, Donny. So I slept in those last night. Leave me alone. What? Crystals. I'm going to move the stuff away from the door probably. I'm not leaving it out on purpose. I'm annoyed about the bins in it. That's my fault. I fault me. Bin day. Right. Grab up the journal. This is jam pan, by the way. It's heavier than, I got it because it's a jam pan and they just said it was a washing up bowl. And there was a thing on why do British people use a washing up bowl, and I'll tell you, well, part of it is you can empty the water onto the garden. It uses less water to fill up the sink to do whatever it is you're doing. And depending on what you've put in it, you can chuck it on the garden or in a sump, or on the potatoes, I think they often used to go on. But it's, I think, for all those reasons, but it uses less water to fill up the sink, basically, to do the washing up or whatever it is you're doing. And you can clean it. I don't know, it's different. I actually don't know, but they're the reasons I know. You can... it's just a thing we do. I just don't like cleaning plastic ones, so I like that jam pan. I can still use it for making jam. And you can put it on the stove as well, that's the other thing. If the hot water goes, I can put it, well, currently on the gas, and heat it up, heat water up, and do pot washes. It's another thing you can do. It's like you can stand in it and use it like a shower, or whatever. It's big enough anyway to wash it. My jam pan's my favourite thing at the moment. Since you went, babe. I've replaced you with a fucking saucepan. Right, I'm teasing. What's in here? This is Dad. dandelion a flower. I decided yesterday I was just herbing, trying things out, which might be useful for making tea or something. This is I think, what is this? Forget-me-not leaf. I'm not sure what we're going to be, how toxic or whatever that's for. So I dried it out. I did have a bit yesterday. Anything blue helps you see through, but you do have to be a bit careful. As I said, I've discovered an amnetic. Is that the word? A mighty amnetic. How much did I have? Well, I thought it was like a spinach. I was using it like porridge, so a big plateful. I suppose that is also useful to know, isn't it? If you need to throw up something. I've just been put off trying it again. I put my coffee in a tea bag last night, in that old tea bag, because it was leaving yucky grinds in the bottom. I'm going to rinse that out, use it again. It is important I have a good coffee, so just leave it out. What, extreme recycling? Well, not exactly. If I know if there was a proper flood, that whole thing would just wash down the road, but I'm just going on what I've experienced previously, which was the water coming into the house, seeping in. And also at the same time, maybe other people might think about ways in what they can do with minor hiccups in life a bit more efficiently. I'm talking about minor ones, not more serious ones, and that leaves people free to deal with more serious things, isn't it? Well, we'll climb into the roof if it comes to. Well, do you know what? I don't know. I don't know what disaster I'm planning for. Nobody really does. Why did I put straw around the strawberries? Well, partly I found it in the thing. It's, what's it do? It stops the ground drying out. Barley straw, and it also stops, I think it's put it around strawberries to stop, I don't know if it stops the slugs or something. You put it on the strawberry plants for a reason, don't you? It'll stop the ground getting to them or something. We used to go strawberry picking when we were kids, and then my mum used to, my gran was fruit picking actually, and then they used to spend the next 3 weeks just making jam and bottling fruit. So we saw a lot of strawberry plants. I just had it, plus I left some out for the mouse. And covered. The galley mouse. That's my spin wheel. One pointed it out. I've got one. I've got everything. I don't know what compass is though. Oh, actually I do. It's in here. I don't know. I've got everything. Have I got what? A pocket compass. Yeah, I have. It's that duck one. Where's it gone? It doesn't work. It's the point north. Perfect. A pie and five for me. I lost my undead monkey. You can't lose an undead monkey. found I haven't got black pearl actually. You got loads of black pearls. Black pearls of wisdom, I suppose. Oh, what did I feel? I keep off a figure. So I remember the wars won on cheap pearls, and or many wars have been won on cheap pearls, and I can't remember. Hamsters probably. I don't really know. I don't really know.
Yeah. Yeah.
The dog had a pause over her ears yesterday. I'll tell you that. She had the pause over her ears. So that just made me think she maybe, but she seemed quite chill at the same time. One of the reasons I've not been taken out in case she bolts for any reason, pulls out of collar and bolts off with things as they are. But I made it. The air's changed a bit. I was going to the garden again, so that's another good fine sign. Bird's quite happy. We had those before. I don't think they've lost their direction. Which will be interesting to see how migratory birds still function, because they've sort of surmised it was on like a magnetic system, haven't they? And if the magnetics have gone and everything, we have to see if the birds are still working. It's always something to ponder. Right, I'm gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Spend the rest of the next 2 weeks cursing about my bins probably, and working out how to get rid of that junk. Right. I'll see if I'll catch up on any news. Things are misfeeding. It's like things have come up and then I don't have them come up in the news anymore, so I don't know what's going on anyway. Doors are slamming, maybe. I did though, didn't I? I did that. I got the pendulum out over the map of the world, and I said things are going this place and this place and this place, and questioned different things. I don't know what happened to that. I definitely put it into a worm tube. If it uploads or not, I don't know. I've never used a pendulum over a map before, so I found it interesting. But it was going mental. This thing. So there. Blessings on you all. See you later.